Hello. Hello. Hmm. Nobody here yet. I guess I was wrong. We do have somebody in. Hello, whoever you are. Hey, D-Man. Slow evening so far. Oh, okay. I have a bit of lag between my phone and my Chromebook. Weird. Have what should be a really good live tonight. Fingers crossed. I went a little heavier, I think. I went a little bit heavier with the cave bear than I did the cave lion, but it is what it is. Hey, Carrie. Hey, everybody out there. We have what looks like 22 people. Wow. Um, just a reminder to give the live a thumbs up. That helps more people find me. We're going to give it another couple seconds. The others either aren't liking or, I mean, that's up to them. They don't have to do it. We are going to be talking about the cave lion and well, actually, the cave bear, excuse me, and the cave lion tonight. And we're going to get started here in just a minute. So if you have questions, now's the time to get them out about me or otherwise. And then we'll be getting started, like I said, in just a few seconds as we talk about the cave bear. What is up, guys? Today's live is a massive one. We are talking about two absolute units of the Ice Age. Wow, that sounds incredibly wrong coming from me. The cave lion versus the cave bear versus the cave lion. Flip a coin. Actually, maybe the cave lion. No, maybe the cave bear. We're breaking down the stats, the size comparisons, and the crazy evidence of ancient brawls. If you think a grizzly bear is scary, wait until you see what these guys are dealing with. Let's get started. I am Charlie. This is the Natureverse 4.7, and today we are taking a step back into the Ice Age so we can look at two creatures who put the word scary back in the caves. Cave bears were prevalent in parts of Europe during the Ice Age. They would have lived during the Middle and Late Pleistocene, but by around 24,000 to 10,000 years ago, they were gone from the scene. They were one of the first animals to die off around 24,000 years ago. These animals would have favored low, mountainous areas and would have preferred to avoid open areas, but they did like forest and they did like the forest edge. We also allowed our imaginations to run wild when we found their remains in caves. Very quickly, these caves became the caves of dragons and unicorns. While it's unknown exactly if early humans were on the menu for cave bears, it is somewhat unlikely. Not impossible, but unlikely. These guys were, believe it or not, oops, I hope that's not copyrighted. These animals were mostly vegetarians. Probably an omnivore, but mostly vegetarian. They would have fed on plants, seeds, and small mammals. Now, we also know that they were feeding on carcasses, bees' nests, potentially other insects, and as well as digging up tubers. Which is pretty amazing to think of when you think of how big these bears were. They were at least 10 feet long and weighed somewhere around 1,000 pounds. It's also known that they could tip the scale at a ton. Now, females were closer to 500. We'll get to the mountain lions and the African lions when we get to the cave lions. Right now, we're going to focus on the cave bear. But we will get back to that. Hold that thought. We don't know their precise PSA or PSI, but maybe around 975 to 1,200. Well, I don't want to give away anything. And he's asking about the K-Bear. I don't want to give anything away from what I'm going to discuss later. For some time, we thought that the females were just dwarf bears. So, a bear that had some type of disfigurement or something. Not disfigurement, but a mutation in their gene. No, we're doing the cave bear first. These bears were 30% larger than a brown bear, a modern day brown bear. The cave bear and the brown bear share a common ancestor. I'm going to put that. No, I'm not. But this bear would have lived 1,000,000 years earlier or thereabouts. While we call them cave bears, they didn't spend their entire lives in caves. They sort of came and went. They definitely would have hibernated in the caves, and they definitely would have had their cubs in caves. Wintertime, on the other hand, may have forced the cave bear into hunting. Wintertime may have forced the cave lion into hunting more potentially dangerous prey. In fact, we know that these lions were feeding on cave bears. Cave lions would have been potentially their only predator. Not entirely true, though, because they were also cave hyenas and wolves that would have killed bears. But it's thought that in those cases, they were older bears, sick bears, or young bears. Maybe it's that connection with the cave lions that made me want to discuss both of them tonight. I don't know. There were a ton of fossils in museums during World War I. Not that I could see. Though there would have been some scimitar cats in the area. So that's a potential. Many of their fossils in Europe were actually boiled to make phosphates. Yes, not cavemen, early humans, and potentially Neanderthal. Hi, FOK underscore EL3AKL, AK1, I can't tell. Humans during the 1770s had no idea basically what they were looking at until 1774, when a German naturalist, whose name I will put into the live, believe it's Johann Friedrich Esper. Oh, nuts. I forgot something. He thought that these bears might actually be something related to polar bears. Surprisingly enough, people did not hunt cave bears. We believe that early humans, possibly Neanderthals, considered the bears to be something to be worshipped. We very much competed with these bears, not just for food, but also for space, living space. As we entered caves, we may have accidentally forced these bears out of hibernation. And when you force an animal out of hibernation, they use up some nutrients coming out of hibernation. So, any questions on the cave bear? I'm not seeing. Okay. If any pop up, I will answer them. Think about a grizzly. Nothing messes with it, right? Now, imagine being a cat so big and so coordinated that it looks at a grizzly and thinks, that's dinner. To understand a cave lion, you have to forget everything that you know about African lions. Though there are some similarities. Their scientific name is they are also known as the steppe lion. Steppe. They belong to the same genus, obviously, as modern day lions. DNA testing has shown that they are related to the American lion as well as the modern lion. This species was a wide-ranging species. It lived in Europe, northern Asia, and even into Alaska and the northwest Yukon. This was a fairly common predator during the Ice Age. A large male would have reached 400 kilograms or 881 pounds. They measured 3 meters or 9 to 11 feet, and they were armed with claws and could run at 30 miles per hour. And they would have had a bite force of around 900 pounds. Now, females were smaller than the males. We know this based on cave paintings. These cats, like their modern cousins, lived in prides or groups. We don't believe they had manes. Let's see. Hunting would have been cooperative. They would have hunted at least in small groups. And instead of being an animal that would have chased down prey, these guys were ambush predators. Now, they needed places to ambush. So this was not a cat that you would find on the open plains. And as I already mentioned, they are not really good at chasing down prey. Like modern day lions, these guys would have worked together to take down prey that was much larger than themselves. Prey would have ranged between 200 kilograms and 900 kilograms, or 440 pounds to 1,984 pounds. And it would have included animals like reindeer, musk oxen, wild horses, oryx, bison, deer, Irish elk. If you don't know what Irish elk is, this is Irish elk. Great big antlers on them. Really? I hate when that happens. Like, I think I'm using really good resources, and then bam, I get that. Okay. Obviously, I can't argue with it because we're so many years separated that who knows? But I have seen video of what appears to be cave lions hunting bison, or not bison, but it was, I believe it was cave lions hunting mammoth calves, so I don't know. And to some extent they also hunted cave bears, woolly mammoth, and even woolly rhinos. Now, we do know that for the latter three, that it was probably the sick, the young, and the injured. Cave lions, just like modern day lions, had issues with hyenas. And we know this because we have found evidence of marks on bone. And to sort of answer D-Man's question, there were some predators that were also around at this time, including wolves, gray wolves, leopards, scimitar tooth cats, and giant brown bears. Wow, I got through this really quickly compared with the last one. Carrie, what was your question? Did I answer it? Neanderthals may have hunted cave lions. I do not speak Portuguese, but if you... Yeah, probably. They were related. If you... No, I don't know habla Portuguese. But if you type into your phone or your computer It'll translate for me. So you're welcome to stick around. We know that based on excavations that the cave lion hunted well, wait. We know that Neanderthal hunted and used cave lion. I lost what I was looking at. Oh yeah. There would have been times when the cats would have attacked humans and possibly fed on humans or Neanderthals, as well as being able to hunt them. So we know that was going on. It was, by the way, first described in 1810 by a German paleontologist named George August Goldfuss. I'm not sure I pronounced that right. Now, it is pretty crazy to think about these giants being gone, but their cousins still live on. All you have to do is look at a brown bear and look at a African lion or an Asian lion. But here is the really big question of the day. If you could bring back one of these two, say Jurassic Park style, which one would it be? Let me know in the comments. Or type it into live right now. I am pivoting to open chat. Hit me up with your resurrection picks or any questions that you might have. I am here for it. Were saber-tooths alive during this time? Yes. They were. What I don't know is Homotherium lived alongside cave bears and cave lions. Now, this is a little bit different than the cats that we see in North America, which are the sabers. Homotherium is what we call a scimitar cat. And their teeth would have been shorter and serrated. And you could find those guys throughout Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Americas. Similodon would have been basically within the Americas. So a little bit different animals, but yeah. I personally would like to see, I guess, the cave lines. I don't know why. Just seems like it would be cool. Ooh. Anyway, that was, it was interesting to put those together. I need to take that down. I didn't even realize it was up there. Or forgot it was up there, one of the two. I wonder what my cloth is hiding up there. I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time that I've had something where it's not supposed to be during a live. Coming up later this week, we are doing 2 fruits. No, we're doing 4 fruits. And then Saturday we're doing trivia. No, that is actually decoration for when I do the spooky channel. I hope that Jurassic is okay, aka Baragon. He's been sick. Nature Fan was on earlier today. He seemed okay. Our next long ago, I think, is going to be ichthyosaurs and mosasaurs, along with Postosuchus and Poposaurus. Um, it depends, D-Man. Because there's more than one species of Smilodon. So it would have been that one would have been bigger. Similodon fatalis, not so much. I think they were somewhere I don't know. Wait. American lion may have been bigger. Second would have been Similodon, but Not all of them were huge. Neither would I. There is one Smilodon that is smaller than about the size of a jaguar. Smilodon fatalis would have been the size of a tiger or a lion. And Smilodon pop, the one that I put up in live, could maybe take on a grizzly bear in size. Probably fatalis. Smilodon fatalis. Over 2,000 have been removed from the tar pits. Well, my intent was to work on this really cool video um for you guys for tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna have to lay down. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that people are upset because people are cooking them. Or unaliving them. I'm like, well, they don't belong there. So what do you want people to do with them? I don't know what they're officially telling people to do with them, but yeah. Introduced for sure. But once you catch them, what are you supposed to do with them? Does somebody come and collect? I mean, I could look it up. It says, do not bring them into your house. Well, duh. Kikus scare me more than iguanas. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not tired. I have a headache. I don't know if it's the lights or what. Well, that's true. They're not. Okay. Let me do this real quick. Our next live will be Friday at 1 p.m. for Sempiduck and Snakefruit. At 6 p.m., we'll be doing Dead Man's Finger and Monkey Orange. And before we go, ooh, not in Florida. I hope. Before you go, make sure you do 3 things for the channel. If you learned something new about these fantastic beasts, hit that like button right now. It helps me reach more people. If you want more ancient mysteries and modern day nature facts popping up in your feed, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the next live stream. And don't forget to comment down below after the stream ends and let me know what other extinct or living creature I should cover next. Right now we're sitting at 1,928 subscribers on this channel and 42 on the other spooky channel. I'm Charlie. This is the Natureverse 4.7. Stay curious, keep exploring the world around you, and I'll see you next time in the Natureverse 4.7. Remember to stay curious, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.